And welcome aboard, folks. It's the Malzberg panel time. Rick Ungar, senior political contributor for Forbes.com and co-host of Steele Ungar on SiriusXM, is here, and Jack Burkman, radio host of Behind the Curtain with Jack Burkman and president of Burkman Associates. All right, gentlemen, Rick, the big Republican debate tonight. Yeah. It's unique in the sense that it's the second go-round for this same crew at Fox Business, Cavuto, Bartiromo, and others. So that makes it a little unique, but also, you know, the timing, it's we haven't had one in a month, and a lot has happened since then.
Well, first of all, I have to say that I thought the first Fox Business debate was done exceedingly well. So I'm looking forward to it because I think of all the different moderators, they were the best. So hopefully we'll get another good debate out of it. It should be great tonight because it should be all about Trump versus Cruz. You've got a battle of the Titans shaping up here. I know that's got me interested, so it should be an interesting evening.
Jack?
I think, Steve, the Republican race is over, and it's been over for some time. I predicted a long time ago the only real primary battle will be on the Democratic side. I think along the lines of even a blind squirrel finds an acorn, I might have been right. But I'll tell you, Marco Rubio's got to get back in this, and Trump's too far ahead. He's got to focus on hitting Cruz, and I think you'll see him do that. Hit Cruz on the Goldman Sachs thing, hit him on the citizenship thing. I think you're going to see Trump really jump on this Iranian thing, kind of compare himself to Reagan, say if you had a President Trump just like a President Reagan, you think Iran would be thumbing its nose at the U.S. and grabbing our sailors? I don't think so.
Yeah, and I think it's a big opportunity, maybe out of desperation, for some of those on the stage to really put up or shut up and make a move or never make a move, Rick. I mean, you know, they've been up there several times with Trump and with Cruz, and you know, they're still at 4, 5, 6%, and when does it end for them?
Well, it ends when actual votes are cast, I think. That's number one. But I got to react to the statement that what Reagan would have done. And if they talk about that, I actually have a column out today. What everybody seems to forget is that 200 of our finest Marines were blown up in Lebanon, and President Reagan did absolutely nothing. So I think we should stop these comparisons about what Obama did by getting them out.
You have to be careful with that, though. The Iranian hostages were freed about 1 hour before Reagan took the oath of office.
I'm not talking about Iran. I'm talking about what happened in Beirut, Lebanon.
All right, but what happened in Beirut, Lebanon was not claimed. There was no country that claimed responsibility.
Oh, no, we know who did it. It was Hezbollah with the help of
yeah, but that's different. It's different when a
Syrians.
nation state takes your sailors and holds them prisoner overnight and makes them kneel like prisoners of war and make a prisoner of war statement saying, "I'm sorry, it's our fault," in violation of the Geneva Convention.
Trump is sending the message, in addition to the anti-establishment message, in addition to the war on political correctness, the other message he's sending, and he should really reinforce it tonight. This was Reagan's message. I will make you proud to be an American again. I will make America stand tall in the world. We won't have Putin and the Chinese and the Iranians and the North Koreans and everybody else thumbing their nose at the U.S.
All right, I believe that? You believe that Trump can do that, or any president? Really? How so?
I do believe he can do that.
How's he gonna do that?
I think Trump is the man to do that. I do.
All right. Well, that's neither here nor there. That's for another time. But I want to go to 133. I want to go to 133. Hillary is slipping in the polls, and there's a Washington Post story today that says it's faster than she slipped in 2008. And here might be one of the reasons why. Let's watch Pat Smith, the mother of Sean Smith, who was killed in Benghazi, talking about how Hillary told her when the body came home, we're going to get the guy who made that video. In fact, relatives of all the bodies, the 3 people killed besides the ambassador, have said the same thing. Watch.
Hillary's a liar. I know what she told me.
And she came right out and said, she is not lying, suggesting you are the one who's lying about what happened at that Air Force base.
Bull feathers. That's just plain old bull. I know what she said, and not only did she say it, but Obama said the same thing to me, and Panetta, and Biden, and Susan Rice. I went up to all of them, begging them to tell me what happened. And they all said that it was the video, every one of them.
All right, so, you know, you got these parents, relatives. It wasn't only her with Megyn Kelly. It was others who said the same thing. Rick, these people are going to come speak out more and more, as are the Clinton women speaking out more and more. I just don't see how she overcomes this, either with the nomination, maybe she'll win that, but in the general, I think she's toast.
Well, I actually don't. I mean, I certainly don't want to take on Mrs. Smith. She suffered a horrible loss, and she's entitled to.
But Hillary
whatever
called her
she
a
has to
liar.
say. Well, I'm not going to go near it. I'm not calling Mrs. Smith a liar. I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is this: you're right about what's happening in the polls. What's interesting in Iowa is that she's not losing these voters to Bernie Sanders. She's losing them to the undecided. That's interesting. But I'll tell you what, Hillary may have some very big problems around the corner. I don't think it's what we just looked at. I think it's the result of this
Two big
FBI
ones.
investigation, which we
Rick
have to
is
take
right.
very seriously.
Go ahead, Jack.
Rick is right about a lot of that. Two big problems with Hillary Clinton in Iowa and elsewhere. She's doing poorly among young people. Sanders among youth leads 2-1, and Hillary is doing poorly among married women. Hillary Clinton is really in trouble. The thing with Mrs. Smith, it reinforces the idea that the Clintons have no integrity. And that's a theme you see again and again and again. That's what this does.
All right.
That's what that
All
video
right,
does.
let me get this in real quick, 20 seconds each. Chelsea on the campaign trail, Jack. Not only praising her mother, but trashing Sanders now.
I think it's a last-ditch, desperate attempt to bring young people, just like we said before, back to Hillary Clinton. I think it comes across as extremely desperate.
All right, Rick.
She did a really poor job of it, I have to say. She attacked Sanders on health care. It was disingenuous, and Sanders is selling exactly what her mother tried to sell when she was the First Lady. Not a good effort.
All right, Jack Burkman, Rick Ungar, thank you both very, very much.
Thank you,
Up
Steve.
next,
Thank you, Rick.
we're going to talk to the former counsel to President Clinton, Lanny Davis, who I'm sure will have a lot to say about Chelsea and Hillary and Bill. Don't miss it. It's coming up next.